The Charlotte basketball to start. Look at Salon out of France. Dejan Salon, 6'9", 205, just 19 years old with the pill right now. That's going to be an offensive foul. Foul's going to go against McNeely.
Philly really struggled offensively the other night when we saw them against that San Antonio defense we've been talking about. And so we're going to see now where is the offense generated without Edgecombe, who had that big-time debut in Utah, 27 points.
McNeely with the rebound, brings it across, being guarded by Edwards. It was really fantastic as a fill-in last year with all the injuries that the 76ers went through. And here's Barlow into the front court. Salon out to Bona. Bona, hard roller to the basket. Barlow pulls the three. And good block out James with a rebound for the Hornets. Charlotte last year was 19-63 in the first year on the bench for head coach Charles Lee. Simpson from deep. Got the auspicious bounce. KJ Simpson out of Colorado had a bumpy last year, his rookie season. He's been putting in the requisite work this summer.
They did get 36 games in last year with Charlotte as a second-round pick. And he can score. And you see right there, absolutely no hesitation on that release. Nice friendly bounce to start his day.
That's 21 points and 5 assists in the opener a couple of nights ago. Boy, Bona almost took the ball away. Gets the turnover. Stifling defense. Boy, that's impressive. That'll get you on the floor.
Would you say he was in his chest like bronchitis?
Yes. A serious dose.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You're going to need the extra strength stuff to get that out.
Robitussin ain't working on that.
Bona all over him, forcing that turnover.
Tim, you and I saw the 76ers a lot this year, and when Embiid went down, Bona came in and gave them some valuable, productive minutes at times.
Yeah, relentless energy. And you have to be accountable to where he is at all times on the offensive glass. He's a hard screener, hard diver, and then he is going to beat you up on the glass.
Salon at the other end tried to punch it, drew the foul. And he'll get a couple of shots. Mintz with the foul. Dejan Salon will go to the free throw line for a pair.
Their first-round pick, number 6 overall a year ago. He got 60 games in as a rookie. Primarily looked at coming out as a 3-and-D guy. Now trying to expand his game a little bit, expand his presence in their rotation as well.
From a basketball family, actually, I was keeping an eye on the game a moment ago. Across the way, his sister, Janelle Salon, plays for the Golden State Valkyries, who I think the game might have just ended. She's having a good season with Golden State in the WNBA, so the two of them grew up big part of a hoops family. Salon knocks down the second foul shot. Mintz in the front court. Bonus had a big screen on Simpson. Good defense by Simpson. James picks up his man, foul, and count it. Mintz out of Syracuse with an opportunity for the three-point play.
Yeah, it was nice presence there. As that clock got late, not a lot of room here on the baseline. He understands there's a backline defender, 7-footer waiting on him, so his only opportunity right there to get a shot was to stop. Able to get the bump, stayed with it to get the three-point opportunity.
And Mintz knocks it down. The full-court pressure there by Edwards. James gets it across. Bona, a bona fide shot blocker there. Here's Simpson. Shot clock down to 7. He's got to get to work. Says, I'm the best man for the job. Simpson's three comes off. And Bona All over the court here to start the game.
And this end of the floor is going to be tough for them. So you're going to have to get it done different ways. Bona already trying to show you that with his forced turnover early on Kalkbrenner, and then that incredible block on James.
McNeely sprays it out to the corner. A wide open three is short and rebounded by the 76ers. It's almost like James had a little bit too much time. Edwards pulls one. That's way short. And Simpson time now. McNeely against Barlow. And that's going to be a foul against Barlow. Go back and look at that defensive play by Bona.
Yeah, this is, look, Zion James, man. You talk about a powerful built guard. He gets downhill. He's not used to seeing this happen. Bona timing this up. That is so difficult to come across the body and not make contact to draw a foul, and also kept it in play, actually. The Sixers had an opportunity to grab that, but couldn't quite able to secure it.
Yeah, he's just trying to swipe the ball away.
Kalkbrenner shaking his head like, man,
get him off me.
Seriously. He's handling the ball too far out on the floor for a guy like Bona to be up in his chest. He's got to make quicker decisions once he gets it. If he's going to face that kind of pressure, you've got to get on to the next action and look for a dribble handoff to get that ball out of your hands.
Well, he got rid of it to Salon. His three comes off. Kalkbrenner underneath with the putback. A bit more productive, closer to the basket that time. Edwards staring down McNeely.
Yeah, Kalkbrenner, you know, you're talking about a guy that just missed being picked in the first round by a few picks. He is going to help them. Agile, tremendous length, and this is a guy that had, I believe, a 48-point game in college.
Ryan Kalkbrenner out of Creighton, 34th pick overall. Married to Creighton's women's hoops alum Rachel Saunders. Averaged 19 a game to go along with 9 rebounds. Shot 34% from deep.
Had 10 points, 5 boards, and 3 blocks in Charlotte's win the other night.
Simpson out front. Kalkbrenner set the screen. Simpson slides it inside to him and finishes it off.
Yeah, that's smart, because if Bona's going to be that aggressive on the show and he's going to stay with the ball that long on a ball screen, then just go ahead and slip to the rim and wait. It's an easy target down there. He got that ball quickly from his waist up to the rim.
Salas from 15 left it short. Bona with the rebound back out to Edwards. 10 on the clock. Salon got over the screen. Bona with the offensive rebound, blocked from behind. Sixers with another chance, comes loose, and Simpson comes out of the pack with the ball. A.J. Simpson makes the screen. 15-footer is pure. And great poise by the second-year pro there.
Yeah, and you see the difference between year 1 and year 2 on a play like that. Like, he didn't force it early. He didn't panic to give the basketball up when he felt pressure from behind. He stayed with his move, got into his mid-range.
10-3, Charlotte out to the lead.
Welcome back to Vegas, where the number 3 overall pick for the 76ers is still sidelined with a left thumb sprain. I'm told that VJ Edgecombe is progressing in his recovery and will continue his on-court workouts over the next 2 days. An update on his status will be provided prior to Philly's game on Tuesday against the Wizards. There is optimism, you guys, that he will get to see the court of play at some point during his time here in Vegas. So good news there.
I can tell you, in speaking with Scott Drew, his collegiate head coach, winning really matters. The VJ Edgecombe and Chris DeMarco, assistant coach with the Golden State Warriors, had his hands on him for the Bahamian national team last summer, where he really made a big leap in his game. Salon on the drive, got the lay and one. Salon with a chance for the three-point play.
Well, that was nice right there, and that's patient. And again, it's the difference between having a year under your belt. None of this is going to seem too fast to him the way it did a year ago. Really good patience. Look how he slowed it down at the end.
Nice.
Right, that extra step to create a better angle so he could get something up on the glass.
You know, I was selling his sister Chanel a little bit short. She had 16 points in the Valkyries game today. Inside, Salon defers Sims from deep. That one comes off. Salon couldn't get his hands on the offensive rebound. It would come back the other way. Philadelphia basketball. They trail by 9. A little over 4.5 to go here in the opening quarter. Mark Jones courtside with Tim Legler and Katie George on day 3 of 10 here in Las Vegas. Coach DeLeo, the head coach for the 76ers. We saw Nick Nurse pass by our table a moment ago. Salas with a nice float game. That's his first field goal. Here's Salon. Not shy at all. And rebounded by Broom, but he had knocked away, taken away by Simpson. Kalkbrenner couldn't get his hands on it. Hornets retain possession. Shot clock down to 3. Got to get busy here. Kalkbrenner with a wild jump hook, missed everything. And here come the 76ers. Impressive jam on that play by Aluma.
Yeah, Aluma played well the other night, too. Not many guys did offensively for Philly. Aluma able to get out in the open floor there. Sixers do a nice job forcing that late clock possession. Kalkbrenner forced to shoot that hook, and now you're able to get out and get numbers. They're going to have to play in the open floor,
right,
because they don't have a lot of offense creators in the half court.
Baseline out of bounds. KJ Simpson to trigger for the Hornets. Simpson turns the corner. Floater with the offhand. Got it back and put it home. KJ Simpson really engaged and aggressive offensively. Up to 7 now. And the steal defensively. Missed the layup. Can knock the hustle, though.
Yeah, you saw him do that actually in his stint he had last year with Charlotte. He likes to hang out in the backcourt and try to dupe people into thinking you've got an easy inbounds. He will hang back there and try to play those passing lanes.
Leon James on the bounce, lost the handle. 2-on-2, Edwards had an ocean from 3, drives it. Broom got it blocked by Salon and missed the attempt. And that'll be Hornets basketball. We'll take a timeout, pay a few bills, and come back on the other side. Con Knippel not playing today, but a look at his impressive skill set from his days at Duke.
Yeah, it's the number 4 pick in the draft, and he really climbed the charts as we got closer to that draft. Definitely one of the best pure shooters in this draft, but also he's got good size at 6'7". He's a physical guard that's capable of getting his own shot, high IQ. He's looking forward to hopefully getting my first glimpse of him in person today, as well as VJ Edgecombe, but unfortunately neither guy able to go.
Great note from our own Paul Biancardi. Speaking with him a moment ago, McNeely and Knippel both went undefeated during their respective senior seasons in high school. Knippel won a state title championship at Wisconsin Lutheran, and Liam won the Chipotle National Championship at Montverde Academy, which seems to spit out a lot of NBA players. The Hornets emphasize shooting and winning in the draft evaluation, and those are a couple of guys that check those boxes. Charles Lee going into his second year as head coach, sitting just off to our right. Here's Sion James. Bounce, pass, good, layup, sweet.
Good look. That's a great cut off that corner. Sometimes when you have an opportunity to drive from the wing into the middle of the floor, that weak side cut along the baseline out of the corner is available because the defenses turn their head to watch the penetration.
16-10 ball game. Armstrong had some moments of dynamic brilliance off the bench a couple of nights ago. You really like him, don't you?
I do. I think he's a very dynamic player, as you mentioned, and he had a couple moments the other night. I mean, he had one of the best dunks we've seen over the first 3 days on a breakaway. But he's also a guy that's just got great change of pace, and he can get into his own shot pretty much any time he wants. So they don't have a lot of on-ball offense creators with this summer league team without Edgecombe playing. I think Armstrong's going to have an opportunity here today to do that.
How important is it in the league to have a point guard like an Armstrong or an Edgecombe who's demonstrated the same skill to, at the end of the shot clock, just go get your own?
Yeah, that's critical. I mean, that's playing guard at the next level, because it's going to happen to you a lot. You've got to now figure out a way to go get something good, whether it's for yourself or somebody else late in the clock. That's a big part of being an NBA guard.
And here's Armstrong on cue. Surveys as he brings it into the front court off the drag screen. Gets it back from Thomas. Spins and lost the handle. Hornets looking to push. McNeely raises up and lays it home. Filled the lane nicely that time. That's his first field goal of the ball game.
Yeah, that was really nice. He got out and ran. He was trailing the play, but Ball was able to see him through the corner of his eye as he hit McNeely on the trail for the finish.
A strong layup there by St. Thomas. USC 6'7", 235. That's his first field goal. 7-point ball game. Walker Jr. We're going to have a foul against the 76ers. Looks like Thomas. It's going to be his first personal foul. As Thomas pushed P.J. Hall to the court. Hall out of Clemson. Sideline out of bounds. Chris Gent making the call. Chris Gent, longtime NBA assistant coach and former player of the league. Dials one up for McNeely. Skip pass to the corner. On time, on target, and a bucket as a result.
Jay Walker, former Florida State player. Had some international experience, G League experience.
Excited to see the Seminoles this year under former Sacramento Kings assistant coach Luke Laux, who takes over as head coach. Here to turn out some winners. Walker Jr. again knocks down the three.
Well, those are two great deliveries by Ball. He had the trail play when he hit McNeely for that layup, and that's a little behind the back, right on target from the edge of the lane out to that left corner to the guy that just made a three from the exact same spot.
MJ Walker got the winning initials, at least.
I got my first sight of him actually coaching AAU and Under Armour circuit. We coached against his team. Dynamic athlete, and this time back-to-back threes to lace him up.
Upset stomach? Iberogast. Indigestion? Iberogast. Bloating? Iberogast. Thanks to a unique combination of herbs, Iberogast helps relieve 6 digestive symptoms to help you feel better. 6 digestive symptoms, the power of nature. Iberogast.
Where some saw a pickle, we saw a masterpiece. A Sonic Smasher with Grillo's Pickles and Dilly Ranch, tangy pickle tots, and a Pickle Rita slush with pickle-flavored bubbles. It's called the Big Dill Meal, and it's a work of art.
You got the tickets?
Vivid Seats, the only ticket company in the game that rewards you for buying. From concerts to sports and everything in between. Vivid Seats, official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Want a last-minute getaway calls? Answer it. Book last.
The Grizzlies and Trailblazers round out the night of basketball here. Nick Nurse on hand, head coach of the 76ers, just praying for better health, if nothing else, and also on hand, LaMelo Ball watching his teammates in this run. LaMelo Ball was here a couple of nights ago watching his Hornets and giving advice to KJ Simpson. I'll tell you what, if you look at the grill, he got more carrots in his mouth than a rabbit right now. I mean, those diamonds are dancing. G'd up from the feet up.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's a lot like his game, too. A lot of flair.
Yeah.
A lot of flair.
A lot of people might not know this about him. I'll tell you this, he loves basketball. He'll be texting his coaches at all hours of the night about certain sets, about certain plays, about certain rotations. Don't be fooled by the exterior.
He's one of the most entertaining players in the NBA.
Easily.
And entertaining in a good way, because he's able to get it done at a really high level while also providing a lot of entertainment in the way that he does it.
Love to watch him. Charlotte last year, 19 and 63. Hall with the putback. And right now, Philadelphia down by 15. It's about a 2-second difference between the shot and game clock. And we have a foul up front on Jalen Sims. UNC Wilmington, undrafted back in 2022.
Yeah, that's an example where he's testing the waters. So he's on his right hip as he went to the left side. A lot of contact, no whistles. He's like, okay, that's how it's going to be today. But at some point,
when you say testing the waters, how much he can get away with?
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like, he didn't get called on the first one. There was definitely enough contact to do that. So he decided to continue through it. At some point, you've got to understand, maybe you might have gotten away with one.
Right.
You got to give a little bit more space than overly aggressive on that handle.
And that's going to put the 76ers at the free throw line. Second one in the last 2 minutes. Philadelphia with another slow start. Almanza at the free throw line for the 76ers. Out of Spain. Undrafted back in 2025. And Cooper Flagg played a moment ago. Now watching his collegiate teammate. They're hanging out with Knipple.
Cooper Flagg's Vegas experience probably over after playing 2 games and 31 minutes each game. Certainly played great today.
Cooper Flagg actually went to school with Liam as well. McNeely. You got to be able to hoop to get into Montverde. And he could. Still can. Second quarter coming up.
you last night. How's this experience been like for you?
It's been an awesome experience. Obviously, there's a learning curve to it, but this group is awesome to be a part of. Everyone's trying to help everyone else learn and get better, so it's just been a great experience overall.
Through your conversations with the front office and Charles Lee, how do you hope to have an impact on this team moving forward?
You know, I just am going to do what I can control, play hard, run to the rim hard, rebound, block shots, all that. At the end of the day, if I do what I can control, it's going to happen. You know, whatever happens, I can live with. So we'll take it.
Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate the time.
All right, thanks a lot, Katie. Back to the action. 76ers climbing a daunting hill, down by 13. Here's Barlow. Spent a little time with the San Antonio Spurs. And he turns it over.
I'd like to see Philadelphia get Justin Edwards a little bit more involved. I mean, this is a guy that last year played 44 games for the Sixers and averaged double digits for them at the NBA level. So he hasn't had a lot of touches or opportunities on an offense that's a little bit challenged here, trying to find anybody that can get some space.
Good move by Mintz, but he moved his pivot foot. And on the violation, it'll come back the other way. 76ers shooting just 27% from the field.
Nobody for Philly has more than one made basket. So you talk about finding the hot hand. At this point, just find a hand.
Yeah, you're right. Cross-court skip pass. Three ball comes off. Here they are on the move, 76ers. Salas lost it, went right to the right guy. Look what I found, says Bona.
That was tough because he caught that ball. His back was to the basket, and that was incredibly quick how he turned, knew exactly where the rim was, and put that thing through with zero hesitation. Nothing's come easy for Philadelphia so far, but Bona doing his part. That's just quick.
That's a pass.
That's a quick. Yeah, we're going to call it that. Absolutely. McNeely not able to get the look at contact on the left arm. Bona could have been treated to a free throw as well. They didn't get that one.
Then Bona was the guy that committed the foul a moment ago. Ball missing the first free throw. Then had 7 straight starts. During the regular season, had 10 or more points in 5 of those 7. Averaged about 15 points per game for Nick Nurse in the 76ers.
Ball, another guy, and he misses 2 free throws there, but he's another guy that got some time with Charlotte a year ago. 15 games up in the big leagues, and he averaged almost 8 assists a game in the G League as well. We've already seen him here today dishing out.
Trying to put a little bit of money on tape. Timeout after that 3 ball. Walker with another one.
For the big, small, short, tall. For
happened so fast. And it happened in felt like 30 seconds. You know what I mean? It was just a great opportunity for me, and I feel like I can help the team and have the best.
What excites you most about joining this guy? I know he's a dear friend. We'll get into that, but just the roster overall, how talented the Sixers are.
I feel like I could just fit right in with them. Obviously, we got 3 great players with Tyrese, Paul, and Joel. So I feel like I can just help them. With my versatility around them, and I feel like we're gonna win a lot this year.
Now I know you guys go way back. Did you play any part in his signing?
You know what's funny about that? I called him early in the morning. Yeah, I called him early in the morning just because he's the homie. So I'm like, hey, man, what you thinking? Where you going, blah, blah. He told me, I got these teams that. All right, bet, let me know, call me. I go to sleep, I wake up, he done called me 4 times. I'm like, what's going on? I call him back, bro, I think I'm coming to Philly. I'm like, what? I got on the phone immediately, got to working.
Now, I'm surprised that you were so excited considering he bullied you and wouldn't speak to you in the 9th grade.
I know.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's so crazy, man. I in 9th grade, we go to a camp. He top 5 in the country. I'm not ranked. He don't want to talk to me because I'm not good enough. So I had to become better so we could become friends.
Is that true? Is that an accurate representation of you?
He always says that's true, man. I remember that. And after that, we've been locked in. That's, it's locked in since then. So he always say that, though.
I'm excited that you guys are able to reunite. Now, Tyrese, I don't have to tell you how talented this roster has been. I know health hasn't been on your all side and somewhat of an underwhelming finish to the season a year ago. What are your expectations moving forward this year?
Expectations just to get healthy. We get healthy, we go out there and build continuity and play with each other. I mean, I think the sky's the limit, honestly. But first thing foremost, like I said it last year, right now we're just names on the paper. Right? We got to go out there and show the world what we can do. And not just the world, show it to ourselves, that we can be healthy and go out there and play together and do something special.
I remember covering your summer league debut and watching your career just skyrocket.
You're just trying to say I'm getting old?
You are getting a little bit older, just a little bit older. Your career obviously has skyrocketed. What's the next step in your game?
I think the biggest step for me is, number one, just finding different ways to play the game of basketball. Like, I played, on the ball. I played off the ball. I came off the bench. I've done a lot of different things. Right now, I kind of want to step into a different role as far as I know I can maybe play pick and roll. I know I can do those things. What can I do off the ball? How can I, play in a different type of system? I think we got Trent Wofford as a guy who can bring the ball up. I've been asking for, kind of like a Draymond Green type player, to where he can rebound the ball and push the ball. I can play off the ball some. And then just leading and playmaking, man, making my teammates better, whether it's when I'm passing or just motivating them. That's the biggest thing that I've been trying to work on.
I know you're excited, obviously, to play with him because of your friendship, but just what excites you about the opportunity to play alongside Paul as well as Joel Embiid?
I just really, just haven't had the opportunity to play alongside 3 great players like those 3. So, I'm looking forward to it, and I feel like, like you said, my versatility and being able to push and being able to rebound and, get out and play fast, I think it's all going to help all of us. And, like he said, as long as we're healthy, I think, the sky's the limit.
We saw Paul, I think it was yesterday, here at Thomas and Mack. How's Joel doing right now and during off-season?
Joel's great. I talk to him probably once or twice a week. He's doing with his family, rehabbing, doing the things that he needs to do to get back on the court. One thing I will say about Joel that a lot of people, I say it all the time, but a lot of people don't think that they know that Joel Embiid is the biggest competitor I know, and it's not even close. And he'll do whatever he has to do to get himself healthy so he can come out here and perform at a high level. So I expect the most out of him. I expect him to be healthy, and all I do is pray for him and just keep pushing his spirits up, because I know he's going to work his tail off to be back out here.
So what you're saying is don't believe the media.
I ain't gonna say that. I love the media. I love you guys so much.
Well, we love you guys too. Thank you so much for the time. Best of luck this season. Congratulations on the signing. Good to see you, Tyrese. Mark.
Tyrese Maxey, Watford, and Doc Rivers, his former coach in Philadelphia, calls Maxey the happiest guy in the NBA that he's ever seen. I don't think you'll ever see Tyrese Maxey without a smile etched across his countenance. Just a guy that is a connector on the court, in the locker room, a wonderful teammate, and a brilliant talent. And by the way, he's a hoops junkie. He was just across the way at the Las Vegas Aces game against the Falcons.
And probably got a pickup game in somewhere along the way as well. Look, you talk about the happiest guy and the joy he plays with. That's the reason that he has been embraced the way he has in Philadelphia. And this guy is beloved. Incredible talent. Unfortunately, last year was really derailed by those injuries early to Embiid and Paul George. And then, of course, Jared McCain was having a breakout rookie year. He goes down as well. So it was the season that never was. That's how I describe it in Philadelphia. And they are the single biggest enigma sitting out there in the league right now, because if, there's a huge if, I understand, they do stay healthy with that level of talent at the top of their roster, they have to be considered a major presence in the Eastern Conference. We have to see it to believe it at this point, Jonesy, because they have absolutely dealt with injuries on almost unprecedented level the last couple of years.
I think there's some people that conveniently forget how dominant the former MVP Joel Embiid can be when he's healthy. Of course, that's the important variable. There's a look at the depth chart. We'll continue this conversation on the other side of the break. Back at look at some of the notes to a very disappointing, unfulfilling season for the 76ers, due in large part to the number of injuries. The big one, Joel Embiid, playing in just 19 games, a career low. And when full, when healthy, you talk about Embiid, Paul George, Maxey, as a wonderful core in an East that is perceived to be very wide open right now and a lot of opportunity. They can be as good as anybody.
Very little is known right now in the Eastern Conference. You know Cleveland is going to be there. They won 64 games. They've got their core intact and dealing with health going into the season. The Knicks are intact. It's a very talented team, but they have a new head coach. I have a lot of faith in Mike Brown. I think he's going to do a great job, but it's still an acclimation period that's going to take place with the Knicks. Then you start looking at teams like, Boston. Right. They've changed their lineup, gotten rid of a couple of key guys are no longer there. Jason Tatum obviously goes down with that injury. The Indiana Pacers deal with what they are with Tyrese Halliburton.
No Halliburton.
Miles Turner is no longer there, who's been a staple in the middle for them. So those two other top teams have a lot of question marks. Milwaukee loses Damian Lillard. They end up with Miles Turner. So there are a lot of question marks. And then you've got this team in Philly, a 24-win team sitting out there with all of that talent at the top of their roster. Just waiting to see how the first couple months of the season go if those guys can all play together.
Barlow with the stick back. B.J. Edgecombe has not played in Las Vegas here, but he's a guy that, played 1 through 4 last year at Baylor. Picked up things very quickly at both ends of the court. Winning really matters to him, and very much a guy that plays at both ends of the court. And we're going to call basket interference on this against the Luma.
And I'll tell you what, it's hard to tell sometimes, but when you see that many people react at the same time, the way the Sixers bench did, the way Aluma did, makes me think he did not touch it.
He pulled his hands back.
It looked like he got his hands off it. Let's take another look and see if we can. I don't think he touched the ball.
It's going to come back. Sixer basketball. They trail by 11. Edwards off the pin.
I like Mintz's game, too. He averaged 21 in the G League. You can just tell he's a guy that's high octane. I mean, he is looking to attack at all times. So, again, for Philadelphia, he's looking for some shot creators. Mintz would be another guy I'd go to, and you certainly want to get Edwards some looks.
Salon again. Jean Salon out of France. Part of the French influence now in the NBA. Barlow has it come off.
Much like what I said yesterday about Ryan Dunn, ultimately what's going to determine his future in this league is the ability to consistently make the open threes. DJ Salon, I think, is in the same category. I think he shot 28% from the three a year ago. He's got a lot of length defensively. You just got to be more consistent with the open looks, and that's going to be the next evolution, I think, for Salon, because he does a lot of nice things, and he's got tremendous length.
MJ Walker has it stuck on automatic right now. He's got 12 points on 4 of 5 from deep, and the Hornets get a stop at the defensive end, but keep an eye on number 21 out of Florida State. MJ Walker was undrafted back in 2021. Played in the G League some. Played abroad in France, Canada, in the CEBL, and New Zealand's top league as well. He'll get a breather, but he might put a little bit of money on tape shooting the basketball here.
He was one of the most highly regarded high school players in the country coming out of high school. Ended up at Florida State, got out of there in 2021, and has been on a journey ever since then. And I was glad to see his name on this roster for this summer league and getting an opportunity, because he's very good two-way player at Florida State. Very committed defensively, very athletic. I think the question mark about him was his consistency from the NBA three-point line. This is what you want to show people, that you've been putting time and work in, and he's already knocked down 4 of them here today.
3:33 to go in the opening half. The lead at 15. Charlotte jumped out early and hasn't looked back. The Sixers started the game 1 of 10 from the field. Kalkbrenner on a nice roll to the basket, couldn't punch it. Not sure if that was partially blocked or he didn't have enough lift. Either way, it's coming back the other way for the 76ers.
Really nice contest by Aluma, because that was a absolute rope that was delivered to Kalkbrenner on the dive at 7-1. He's used to finishing those off, but Aluma able to get in there. I do believe he might have gotten a fingertip on that to prevent the dunk.
Salas straightaway 3, a little bit strong. Loose ball. And Sion James comes out of the pack with it. And a foul against the 76ers. Fouls against Min. 3:04 to go in the first half. Aluma will take a seat. Played in various countries. A lot of players that you see here at Summer League. Simpson snaking that screen. Cross court Salon. Tough pass, never made it. Bounces out to Simpson. A late heave draws a little bit of iron. James into the corner. Salon. 3 jabs, nowhere to go. Barlow wasn't biting on those jab steps.
All he wanted to do was just get him to back up a little bit, shift his weight onto his heels, and Salon was going to let that fly. Barlow wasn't having it.
Time out on the floor with 2:32 to go in the first half. Now, we saw an impressive block a moment ago. Tim, tell me about this.
Well, we were having that conversation with Tyrese Maxey when this happened, and they're looking for that in the fountains at the Bellagio. Next show starts in a couple minutes. It'll shoot it up in the air.
one of the coaches, Chris Hines, who does great work with Anthony Edwards. He talked about this summer, the next step for Ant-Man, being able to not play in first gear and fifth gear a lot, but to play more so in second and third, and being able to decipher some of those double and triple teams that he often sees. Statistically, analytically, no player was double teamed more than Ant-Man this past season.
And I love that description, because what you're talking about is those possessions when he was accepting the double team and almost resigned to the fact that he wasn't going to be able to create out of it and moving the ball early. And I think what you're saying is that there are ways to really make teams pay for those kind of double teams more often. That's second and third gear. First is that dynamic electric scorer that we know him to be, the downhill attacker, guy hunting his step back three. Fifth gear is, oh, here comes a double team. Let me just go ahead and swing the ball and move it. Right. I think that in-between level is when you're talking about breaking down defenses, dragging two with you to make the game simpler on the weak side.
He continues to improve. Chris Hines got Ant-Man shooting 40% on a volume of about 9 a game last year, which was pretty impressive. Led the NBA in threes made. That game on NBA TV tomorrow. Bona with a certified, bona fide, qualified, strong move inside.
And I think Kalkbrenner has had just about enough of Bona in his chest today. That's the third time. That time offensively, he just went straight through him. And look, there are very few guys you're going to see on a consistent basis play with as much energy and intensity as Bona does.
Dan Bona has been an imperious force in this game at both ends.
Yeah, a little bit fake dribble handoff. Kalkbrenner, good position right there, but when you hit him with a shoulder in the sternum to that extent, man, you're going to drive him backwards to create just enough space, because Bona giving up some height there and some reach, but he had Kalkbrenner backpedaling after that contact and able to get that little floater.
Bona got him in the weight room as McNeely knocks down the first free throw. 1:15 to go in the first half. Charlotte Hornets 19-63 a season ago, and we talked about opportunity calling in the Eastern Conference with Tatum and Halliburton missing most of the season. Well, Halliburton's already said he won't be playing next year, but maybe Charlotte makes a move. Who knows? Maybe even a play-in with some improvement. That three ball from the corner, good by Mintz.
Yeah, Mintz could definitely heat up. He's a guy that has a natural feel for stringing buckets together.
Bona with the punch. Saying it with his chest.
Boy, he is quick off his feet. I mean, he didn't have a lot of time there. That window was shrinking because, again, Kalkbrenner was just right there lurking, but it happened so quick. There was no time to react to it.
See Rico Hines, assistant coach, in the background approving of that slam dunk from Bona.
That's nice. Hard dive, gave him a target so you knew he was there, and now you've got to get that from your waist to the front of the rim before the 7-1 shot blocker can get there.
Sion James at the free throw line for the Hornets, an 81% free throw shooter. He hasn't scored in the game yet. He remains off the sheet. Charlotte's lead has been whittled down to under double digits. There's a look at the numbers on James at Duke.
Yeah, and he's got, look, he's powerfully built, but he's a 41% three-point shooter as well. It looks like a guy that would just be like out there to defend and handle the ball and give you, the energy in the downhill attack, but he can shoot the basketball as well. That's why he was a high second-round pick.
Like you said, powerfully built. Looked like today was an arm day for him in the gym.
If it doesn't work out in the league, I think there's an arm wrestling circuit out there he would do well on.
10-point lead. KJ Simpson being pressured and fouled by Mintz. See the next generation of NBA stars at NBA Summer League in Las Vegas. Tickets going fast. Get yours now at NBAevents.com. KJ Simpson goes to the free throw line. Got off to a good start to help set the tone and tenor of this game. In favor of Charlotte, has 7 points, 5 rebounds, 3 dimes. Came on strong his last season at Colorado. Experienced a huge spike in his three-point shooting. And I watched him in some of his pre-draft workouts out in Los Angeles with Chris Johnson, one of the best to do it, one of the NBA skills trainers. And he has earned everything he's gotten. And Simpson on an upward arc right now. Salon gets on the deck, wrestling with Bona. With 10.2 to go.
And it's tough, Jonesy, in a setting like this. It's tough to string together like good games. It just is, because different guys get different opportunities, different nights. And KJ Simpson's a guy that's got some NBA experience. And he played great in their first game, 21 points, 4 for 9 from the 3. He also in that game had 5 assists and 3 steals. And he's backing it up here today with a solid first half. So he's, so far, we're 6 quarters in for KJ Simpson. He has played very well here.
Certainly has. There's a look at Rico Hines, was alluding to him a little bit earlier. If you know anything about the NBA and where players get their run in the summer, you know who that guy is. Longtime assistant coach, former player at UCLA, and he has some of the best runs on the West Coast in the summertime. Former member of the Toronto Raptors championship staff, and now with Nick Nurse in Philadelphia. Great basketball mind, one of the best to ever do it. Simpson over to McNeely, back out to Simpson. Tipped up. Wow, they had a couple of good opportunities, but they still lead by 11. Bona with interminable energy for the 76ers to bring that back a little bit closer, pointing his team in the right direction. Walker has 12. Barlow with 10 for Philadelphia. Halftime coming right up.
We're with Cooper Flagg, the #1 overall draft pick by the Dallas Mavericks. Since arriving here in Vegas, is it what you expected in terms of the recognition, people wanting, I'm sure, photos and autographs, or is it even crazier than you imagined?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely been crazy. Even just being in Dallas and, seeing the fan base there, it's been, crazy amount of love and support. So, I'm just blessed, have that type of support and whatnot. People wanting your autograph, wanting pictures.
Kyrie and a lot of the Mavs roster guys were here to watch you guys play. He said that Thomas and Max atmosphere was electric in your first game. He said it's a #1 draft pick kind of deal. What's it going to be like for you learning from not just an incredible player like Kyrie, but a guy who's been in your shoes? He's experienced the expectations that come with being the #1 overall pick.
Yeah, I think I'm in an incredible, situation. Yeah. Like being able to learn from those type of guys, Kyrie, obviously, Clay, AD, those type of guys that have, been through and been in the league for a really long time and have experienced winning, at the highest level. It's something that, I'm just going to be really grateful for him. I feel really blessed that I had this opportunity.
Jason Kidd said that he wants his staff to push you out of your comfort zone, put you in uncomfortable situations, bringing the ball up, running point. What excites you about those kind of challenges during Summer League?
Yeah, it's exciting. Obviously, I haven't done that as much, so I think, handling that pressure and trying those new things will be good for me to kind of expand my game. And I think I'll get more comfortable with it as we kind of play more and more. And then, Coach Kidd, that's what he wants me to do. So just getting comfortable doing that early.
As you look ahead to this upcoming season, what kind of goals do you set for yourself as a rookie in helping this Mavs team?
Yeah, I think, personally, I want to obviously be Rookie of the Year. I think that's, a standard one a lot of rookies want to do. But other than that, I just want to contribute to winning at a high level. We have a really good team, a really deep team. So, whatever way I can contribute in, just be myself and get better every single day. I think if I do that, it'll be a really successful year.
We wish you the best of luck, Cooper. Thanks for the time.
Thank you.
2K26 Summer League in the shadows of the Las Vegas Strip here in Las Vegas on a lustrous Saturday afternoon, day 3. Some of the best bump you're going to see all summer. Summer League basketball. Mark Jones courtside with Tim Legler. Katie George going to be joining us in just a bit. Charlotte with a big lead early. They maintained it into the half. And MJ Walker was the guy that was giving them all the offense that they can handle with his perimeter shooter.
Well, you look at the separation, the lead they have right now, really, he's the biggest reason why. Coming off that bench, and listen, this is what Vegas Summer League is about. It's about showing people that you've addressed some of the things that were considered weaknesses. And for him, it's shooting the ball out to the NBA three-point line consistently, and he was able to do that. He was able to get a couple to go back-to-back, which set up his first half. 4 made threes overall. So you look at his 12 points, and we have an 11-point game right now. So that's a big reason why.
76ers did a nice job of cutting into that deficit. Got it below double digits at one point. There's a look at Charles Lee, the second-year head coach of the Charlotte Hornets. Outside with some members of his staff and a few of his players as well. We saw LaMelo Ball with some of his teammates.
And at some point here in the second half, we'll look a little bit more at their parent team and what that looks like, because they've got some young talent there, and they had some injuries to deal with this season as well. But there is an abundance of young talent in Charlotte, and we'll get into that a little bit later.
There's one of their talented guy, Sion James, got fouled going to the basket off the turnover. Actually, talking about his role at Duke, he came off the bench the first 7 games. Duke going 5-2 during that span, and ended up starting the rest of the year, and the Blue Devils going 30-2. James actually has a foundation that he formed under his name, launched in 2024, that supports humanitarian causes and educational opportunities for kids and disadvantaged groups. It's interesting, Tim, because talk about what's your NBA skill. He comes in a 41% three-point shooter, as you pointed out, but I think he shined more at the defensive end of this game tonight.
Oh, no doubt about it. And look, there's no reason why he shouldn't be. I mean, he's got the strength and the quickness to be a guy that can fight over screens or prevent you from getting off of screens if he's playing you off the ball. So he absolutely should be able to have an impact defensively. Again, he's just one of those guys that you look at and go, he does a little bit of everything well. I think he can guard, he can shoot it well enough, he can handle a little bit. Got a high motor, high IQ for the game. And that's why he was a high second-round pick.
And he is slapped together pretty well, okay? 6'5", 190 pounds. Big guard runs the point. Salon with a long 2 off the bounce. And rebounded by the 76ers. Ince with a catch on the crossover. Tough shot, got it. He'll go to the free throw line.
He is quick. He's got that great rocker step. When the ball is swung to you on the perimeter offensively and you plant that outside foot and bring it right back in the direction that the ball came from, like right there, the ball comes from his right side. He catches it and immediately goes back in that direction. You're attacking the defender that's rotating over to you from that direction, so it's very difficult for them to shift their weight, cut that off. But in order to do that, you've got to have next-level quickness. And that's exactly what Mitch showed you right there. So he's still able to draw contact on a situation when there wasn't a lot there in the lane.
You mentioned quickness. That's the tricky part. Not everybody's got it, right? He's got it in spades. And a nice move. Mintz out of Syracuse, played a couple of years there, started for the Orange as a freshman, and returned to school after averaging 16 points per game. Simpson with the in-and-out dribble around the screen. Hawkbringer couldn't get the handle on the pass. Here's Edwards off the turnover. Simpson almost took it back. Mintz underneath. A nice block by Kalkbrenner. Out of bounds. It'll stay at that end. 76er ball.
If you come to a jump stop on the baseline against the 7-1 player, now you're in trouble. So you've got to get off the ground the first time to have a chance to get up over that reach. If you come to a jump stop and that guy closes the distance down where you're body on body, you've got no chance of getting that off.
Oh, Bona slammed it home with the left. He put his head down and was determined to get to the rack. 8 points in the ball game for him.
58 games with the Sixers a year ago. And you mentioned it, you know, the injury to Embiid.
And another steal defensively almost.
Gave him an opportunity, man, and this is why you're going to find minutes for guys like this that just find themselves in the middle of everything. Yeah, he needs a little bit more polish on his offensive game, as you can see right there. What I'm talking about, like but that's not his wheelhouse. But just through sheer energy, determination, you can earn minutes in this league, and he gives you all of that.
That three ball comes off. Bona battling underneath. And Neely comes out of the pack with it. Salon picked off by Barlow. Bona on the break. Blew a tire. Got flat. And it'll be Charlotte ball.
I don't know if I've seen a guy expend more energy in a two-play sequence with less to show for it.
He went 94 feet three times.
You're a lion. He just ran a quarter of a mile and didn't come up with a whole lot, but he came up with this one the play before that. That's a nice step through, going up over the top. And this is one he already had his eyes set on that rim, and he knows it. That's why he had the big smile there laying on his back. That's like that, you know, defensive end trying to pick up that fumble in the open field because they see the end zone.
Looked like Leon Lett losing that ball.
Oh, man.
Native of Lagos, Nigeria. Played soccer, moved to Turkey at 13 and played basketball.
As a Commanders fan, I didn't hate seeing that Leon Lett play. I'm going to tell you right now.
I figured as much.
Yeah.
James in the corner goes inside. McNeely sets a Pelican screen, and Simpson does it himself. Wow. 2 Sixers almost landed on top of KJ Simpson.
Well, that's Bona just came down on the back of his teammate. And he was coming with a lot of force from that weak side. He was trying to get to that ball, and there's no telling where that would have ended up if he could get there.
6'10", 245 coming your way, KJ Simpson. Well, best believe you should get out of the way. Charlotte basketball, Simpson to trigger. Shot clock at 1, they gotta go. And McNeely didn't get it off in time. I'm not sure everybody was aware of the low shot clock.
No, there was a casualness to that when the ball was inbounded. I don't think everybody there was on the same page. McNeely saw it, but by the time he did, he was backpedaling at 35 feet.
So Mintz out top, a chance to get it down to 8. Broom flips the screen, pops on the pick and pop, and knocks down the 3 ball. We've got a 7-point game.
I think that's going to have to be something. He's got to become more of a calling card at the next level for him, because I don't know that he's got the athletic ability at his size to be able to operate in the post the way that he did in college, when he could just use leverage and size and touch. It's a little bit different in the NBA. So I think now this is the shot that potentially could be more available to him. But it's about extending that range out a few feet and becoming consistent with it. But I think he's got the stroke that could lend itself to that, because I think the opportunities with his back to the basket in the NBA are going to be difficult.
Nice looking stroke on that last 3, though. Here he is denying out top. Simpson with the ball. Salon goes off the catch, whips it baseline into the 3rd row. I think somebody got hit with the loose ball right in the dome.
Man.
Trainer.
That thing has some sauce on it, too.
Salon with an errant pass out of bounds now. It'll stay at that end. Owens will be off the turnover. Charlotte basketball.
Philly battling back. They've got this thing to 7 after this horrific start out offensively, and find themselves here closing the gap.
Domino's Best Deal Ever is back. Get any
protege in the house tonight. LSU guard. Speaking of guard skills and skills off the court too, an extremely talented artist. Got a couple of her tracks on my playlist.
Do you know where I first saw her?
Where?
Before she ever even got to LSU.
Under Armour circuit?
You know, she was on America's Got Talent.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a musical performer who, and at the time, no one knew. I mean, obviously,
you didn't know she was a basketball
player?
player?
Knew about her, but they asked her about it. The judges were asking her about it, and she said, "Yeah, I also play basketball."
After review,
wow.
The challenge is deemed successful. The out of bounds is being overturned to a defensive foul on Charlotte, number 25. The 76ers will be awarded the ball side out with 17 seconds on the shot clock.
Shabari Mitchell, one of our officials today, with a Bill Kennedy-like announcement there. Very concise. And there's the challenge of the call, and yep.
Yeah.
So it'll be Sixer basketball, sideline out of bounds.
No doubt.
7-point lead. Actually, Leo has kept his Sixers engaged. Out of the timeout, let's see what they run. Edwards touches paint, left it on the front rim. Barlow with the offensive rebound, got blocked from behind. And a couple of decent looks. Sims now. McNeely on the drive. One more. Salon for three. And missed everything.
And that's twice now I've seen Salon. And I talked about his consistency with the three. There's 2 times now in this game he has spotted up in the right place, but he's 3 feet or so, 2-3 feet deeper than he needs to be. And in both cases, the ball was woefully short. You know, that's fine. Sometimes you're going to take those, Jonesy, but I mean, you don't have to if you've got that kind of space on a spot up on the weak side. Get to the line.
Broom knocks down his second consecutive three. And the lead is down to 4. He's got 6 in the ball game.
Those both look good, man. Those last 2 releases.
Ooh. Edwards. Oh, that's going to be a foul against Simpson, but Edwards was sitting on Simpson's hip. Came away with the ball. Instead, it'll be sideline out of bounds on the foul call.
Yeah, that's tough because he anticipated that really well. He timed that up so well. You can see his right hand is a little bit on his hip, but that left hand came around and got that deflection.
There's another look.
Grabbing his wrist a little bit too, just right there. He's got him on the waist, but that's clean with the left hand.
Yeah, he didn't need the right arm where it was, but as a result got whistled for the foul.
In an NBA playoff game, that's a breakaway dunk. That's what that's going to be, because you're going to get a little bit more of that.
Simpson, no doubt, will file that away. A little bit more cautious next time. Sims slams on the brakes. Oh, the hydraulics are working. Nice jumper. That snaps a 9-0 run for the 76ers. Edwards around the Broom screen. Edwards walks into the three, a high arcing three. Well short. Simpson comes off the flat ball screen, snakes it. Sims now. 9 on the shot clock. Not a lot of motion, and that's going to be a foul against Aluma of the 76ers.
I mean, you can impede progress a little bit, but Aluma, he got into a fighting stance and just completely stopped that screen in its tracks with just a little bit too much force going the other direction. And they let him get away with the first one. You're not going to get away with that twice.
So Sims will trigger sideline out of bounds. Edwards on Simpson. Simpson gets around the screen. Bounce pass. One more to the corner. That's the right guy for the job. M.J. Walker with his 4th 3-ball of the night.
Really good action there by Walker, understanding when that ball is penetrated on that side of the floor. On the opposite side from you, that's the opportunity to drift as far as you can into that deep corner.
Broom with a tough bucket. And Broom scoring from 3-point territory and the rim. Tell you what, I'm running something from Simpson, trying to find Walker. See what the heat check meter is seeing. Instead, that's going to be an offensive foul on the illegal screen.
Yeah, P.J. Hall trying to be aggressive with the screening. He really set an illegal screen on the last possession as well. They didn't call it, and so that's always going to get on the officials' radar. A little bit too much movement. And you see right there, the elbow and the hip, you're going to get called with that every time. And really, you're not going to get much of an advantage because the defender was already past you. At some point, you just have to let it go. It wasn't a screen. Move on, dive, keep the ball moving.
Salas to the rim, and he draws the foul. Two shots at the free throw line for Hunter Salas out of Wake Forest, undrafted this past season, this past June. He's the first Wake player with 2 first-team All-ACC honors since Tim Duncan. If you're in the record books, school record books with Tim Duncan, you're doing okay.
No doubt. Big numbers, 18 a game at Wake last year.
He's the highest rated recruit in Gonzaga's history until Chet Holmgren. Went to the same school as St. Thomas, first 5-star recruit in the state of Nebraska's history. Points in the ball game now for him. We're going to have a delay of game technical called. Just Jen trying to get his troops together on the sidelines. Well, Simpson will take the foul shot. The lead is down to 6.
In large part to the burst that Broom has given that. A couple of threes, a nice driving layup. Very quiet in their first game, quiet in the first half of this one. He has come to life and showing you why he had the college career that he did.
And Tim, we talked about it a little bit last night, but we're seeing a trend now in the league of older rookies, 22, 23-year-old rookies at times who come in ready to play. Do you like it?
I do like it because I think the salary cap and the second apron and avoiding the luxury taxes created some of that. You're trying to find some guys to fill out your rotation that have a little bit of seasoning on them.
Yeah. And you know what? With the advent of NIL money in colleges, it's a great thing because you can stay in school, get that extra seasoning in your game, and put some money in your pockets at the same time. Simpson behind the three-point line. Walker on the offensive glass. Hall pulls. Loose ball underneath. And the Hornets will retain possession with 3:41 to go in the third quarter. Tell you what, if MJ Walker is 5 of 6 on his three-point attempts, I'm trying to feed him all I can, and they do there. Walker for 3. Man, he is stuck on automatic. Hotter than fish grease. Now 6 of 7 from deep.
A little screen-to-screener action off that baseline out of bounds. He set the first one. It was more like a ghost screen just to get the defense to freeze, and then he came off that screen to the corner, and he had one thing on his mind. Get my right hand free. That's where he's at right now. Mentally, he knows it's feeling good because he's not really hitting the rim on these.
No. Not at all. Walker now 6 of 7 from downtown. Total of 18 points. Erstwhile of Florida State. Putting a little bit of money on tape here this afternoon in Las Vegas. Philadelphia down by 9 with possession here. Salas out top. Edwards around the screen. Walker fought around the screen well. Broom inside, partially blocked. Couldn't retrieve it out of bounds. Looking for a signal. It's going to stay at that end. Philadelphia basketball.
Yeah, Broom with good work there on the boards, but you can see he just doesn't get off the ground very high. He doesn't have that vertical to be able to finish those kind of plays in traffic, but he does get his second possession with his effort on the glass.
And that's going to be an offensive foul against Philadelphia now. The Hornets with possession. Sims comes out. And Bona comes into the ball game for Brew. Top pick for the 76ers. He had a nice little stretch of minutes there, Brew.
Gave them a nice little burst. That's got to feel good for him because he was not involved much on Thursday.
Pistol action, hand back to Baugh. Baugh trying to pull his way to the bucket. Ends up being called for an offensive foul. That's going to be his first personal foul. 3 minutes to go.
Really well done by Salas. When you're sliding, that's an easy one. Ball just a little bit too much there with that off arm. But you do have to be fairly squared up to get this call, and Salas was.
It's out top, around the Bona screen. Edwards from deep, rings up the three. And Philadelphia back to within 6 points.
Well, you're right, man, that was a bomb. He was practically on the sideline out there, and it was a pretty good contest.
Simpson off the DHO. Float game blocked by Bona. They're going to call goaltending. I'm not so sure about that one, Jim.
I think it might have been on the way down. The unfortunate part of it, there was no way that ball was getting to the rim. That was going to be significantly short. This little floater, I don't think that had a chance. And you see Bona going up. I think that ball's on the way down, but it was going to be short of the rim. So that's a tough one for the officials to be able to determine because he jumped from so far out on the floater.
He's going after everything. 8-point lead. Nice pass on the give and go. Counted and one. Edwards with a slick finish.
Beautiful pass by Bona. I mean, that's a very quick decision at the top of the key. Catches it. He just sees a very tight window in there and hits the right man for the job.
Edwards rolling like a black Grand National. Philadelphia trying to close in.
This melty white American cheese is the luckiest cheese alive. It gets to smother a quarter pound of rich steak to create Arby's cheesesteak. Sorry, other cheese. Arby's, we have the meat.
Oh, look, I'm bottomless. Just like bottomless apps for $9.99 at Buffalo Wild Wings. That's right, you can get bottomless mop sticks, fried pickles, and so much more for you and all your bottomless friends. Bottomless apps for $9.99 only at B-Dubs.
You came looking for a light beer. And you found gold. Modelo Oro, the light beer with a clean, crisp finish. For anyone who expects more from their light beer. Modelo Oro, the gold standard of light beer.
Upset stomach? Iberogast. Indigestion? Iberogast. Bloating? Iberogast. Thanks to a unique combination of herbs, Iberogast helps relieve 6 digestive symptoms to help you feel better. 6 digestive symptoms, the power of nature. Iberogast.
Shane Gillis hosts the ESPY Awards Wednesday.
Quiet, please.
Take me out.
The Gentlemen's Championship, tomorrow at 11 a.m.
This copyrighted broadcast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the express written consent of the NBA.
Hey, don't forget, coming up next, Los Angeles Lakers in the house, and Bronny getting scanned and ready to go as they take on the Pelicans. This is what it looked like in the G League for Bronny James. Not many people realize, hey, he was a very dynamic scorer and player in the league, especially marked improvement after the reset, after they had their G League showcase. He had a very successful upward trend and arc. And we saw some nice flashes from him on opening night.
We did. We saw, especially early, he had a real nice mid-range jumper, a three, and he defensively more competitive with his strength that he's added. He was already good laterally and on the ball, being able to pressure smaller guards in particular, but you saw him the other night. He added some muscle mass. He added his ability to stand his ground against bigger guys who want to take him into the post. So he just looked more comfortable overall, as you would imagine.
Bona with the offensive rebound, but he walked with it. We were talking about Adem Bona during the break. I love his boundless, interminable energy.
No doubt. Sign me up. I want a guy like that on my team that has got the batteries, the fresh battery pack put in every night he steps on the floor. He plays like every night's on audition. That's how you have to treat it when you're a role player in this league.
McNeely laces the 3 ball. And the lead is back up to 7 as we approach 2 minutes to go. McNeely with 10 in the ball game.
Not nearly the number of opportunities for McNeely in this game as he had on Thursday, but still playing well.
Bona running a little delay action out top. Mintz. McNeely switched onto him. Tough shot. Missed everything. And they won't get it off in time. The Hornets get the shot clock violation. Good defense by Charlotte. As Barlow comes into the ball game for Philadelphia. Man, what a comeback the Sixers have made after falling behind early. Coach DeLeo's team reminded me of the Israelites wandering in the wilderness for 40 years. They got off to a bad start. Ball around the screen. Off the Oklahoma action. And rebounded by Philadelphia. A rare miss that time. Walker with a rare miss and a foul there against Mintz. So he's human. That's what we know. He's only 6 of 8 from deep now.
That's the toughest shot on the floor for a shooter. When you're coming off of a screen, going to your left and catching the ball when that defender has gotten around the screen, closing on your right side. For a right-handed shooter, that's the most difficult shot on the floor.
He's been making everything else tonight. Mintz. McNeely running and filling the lane. Here's Ball off the drag screen. Bona picks him up on the switch. They got a mismatch inside. McNeely, nice drive, couldn't cash.
Misses that, but he's done that now a couple times, and he did it the other night and had great success on that swing, catching it and immediately swinging through and going against a closeout defender. McNeely has a real knack for understanding when he can attack a closeout.
Bona underneath, and we're going to have a jump ball. Ryan Kalkbrenner was there to meet him as he elevated.
This is just tough. Just too much length. Right there, Bona kind of in a tough spot. His head basically directly under the rim. So now he's got to reach back and try to make something happen out of this. That dribble took him too deep. So he's basically pinned under the rim. Did not have an angle to get it up to the glass. And you've got a 7-1 shadow right there.
There was a play against Kyle Filipowski of the Jazz a couple of nights ago in the Salt Lake City Summer League, where he drove baseline like that, put his shoulder into Filipowski and moved him about 5 feet and finished with the slam. Tell me about Bona's offensive game.
I mean, limited right now, but what he showed me with that pass that he had a little while ago on that back cut by Edwards is like a good feel to be able to make that play. He doesn't have much going on outside the lane right now.
Okay.
And I don't know that they're going to ask him to do that, because right now he's created a lane for himself to get playing time in this league.
Ball left it short. Out to the corner for 3. Good. Jalen Sims.
We were obscured. I assumed that was Walker.
Oh, it was actually
Sims joining in on the party.
You always think it's Walker. Nothing wrong with that. Salas, one more to Mintz. Mintz drives it inside. Bona with the follow, but there was a whistle first. Mintz took a hit on his incursion to the basket. Yeah, he got hit here by Kalkbrenner.
Yeah.
So Mintz back at the free throw line. As a general rule, Tim, anytime you touch paint as a point guard, good things are going to happen for your team, right?
Typically, particularly when you have the ability to also finish. You know, you're not just going to get in there and survey what's on the perimeter. You got to become multidimensional in there, whether it requires a floater, kick out, or in that case, trying to go ahead and extend to try to get that up off the glass. Kalkbrenner was just a little bit too deep there to make an honest play on that.
4.4 to go in the third quarter. Charlotte has enough time to get a decent one here. Kalkbrenner with a good screen for Baugh. Baugh to Hezzy and waited a little bit too long with good reason because Boda was there waiting for him. That's the end of the third quarter. MJ Walker has been red hot. And in the words of the famous rapper 21, can you do something for me?
Grown the most from your rookie season to now?
I feel like I've more understand my role in the team. Playing with the main team, it kind of gives confidence, and also being vocal on the team is really important for me as the anchor of the defense. So I think like those are the main things that I've developed in my game.
At one point, you guys were down by 16. What's allowed you guys to cut into this deficit?
I mean, the main thing for us, we always go out there, give all-out effort. That's the main thing for us, regardless how much we're down. We want to go out there, give our all-out effort, and play hard every time.
Thanks again.
Thank you very much.
Bono with a contribution beyond the stat sheet tonight, right?
8.6 boards, 3 blocks, and, you know, just a ball of energy here. So even, yeah, you're right, even the plays that he makes that don't necessarily quantify statistically are helping his team. And he's also just, from the eye test, setting the tone for everybody on his team of the level of effort that it requires to be a rotational player in the NBA and what is going to be asked of you from an effort standpoint.
Philadelphia down by 8, just underway here in the fourth quarter. Great interview a little bit earlier with Katie George. Had a couple of Sixer players on there. Barlow missed that one. Tyrese Maxey spoke with Katie George and talked about teammate Joel Embiid back in Philadelphia on the mend, doing his rehab, getting ready to go, and McNeely with the corner 3. He's back up to 9. He's got 13. I was talking to McNeely a little bit earlier. Asked him about his biggest improvement between last season and to where he is at this moment. It was just, he says, working with his trainer Tyler Relf and making reads in ball screen actions as the primary ball handler. And tell you what, he keeps adding to his game. He's going to really help Charlotte.
Definitely. I mean, he's a guy that's never going to hurt you because he's a complete player. Really, really smart and multi-dimensional offensively.
Guy that knew he would be in the NBA, or at least had ambitions of being an NBA player as early as the 6th grade from a really wonderful family. That's a defensive 3-second violation against Kalkbrenner. We talked about it. Kalkbrenner, another one of those older rookies. He comes into the NBA. 34th pick overall as a 23-year-old.
And almost unimaginable the improvement he's made since he first came on the scene out of high school. But just a lot of things were very awkward for him offensively. He's actually improved even just his running style to be able to change ends of the floor. His pace and his stride is better. His hands are better.
Interesting.
Much better feel offensively. And he's been a presence defensively from the get-go just because of his size. But now his mobility is making him more active on both ends.
And he closed out pretty well there on the 76ers. Shot clock at 7. Edwards, another logo 3, and he laces it. So the 76ers back to within 3.
He's finally gotten it going. He was quiet the other night. He was quiet in the first half, and right now he's absolutely picking it up. And he had moments for the Sixers this season, and now you see that defense.
It's a 1-point game, Tim. Philadelphia appeared to be on the respirator just a couple of quarters ago. They were writing the obituary.
You have some success offensively as a team, and all of a sudden guys want to get up and pressure. We're going to have a great finish.
NBA 2K26 Summer League is proudly sponsored by NBA 2K26. Rated E for everyone.
A history of winning.
Look at what's transpired so far offensively in the fourth quarter. Philadelphia trailed by as many as 16 at one point, and they have whittled it down to a margin of just 1, courtesy of a 7-0 run. They've never led in this ballgame. See if the Hornets run out of this timeout. Simpson up top, hounded by Edwards. Got his man on his hip. Tough contested shot, falls short. 5 on the shot clock. And Kalkbrenner tied up by Broom, but we're going to have a foul. That's against Broom. Wow.
Boy, KJ Simpson had the blinders on that possession, man. He was going to get one up no matter what. Salas doing a good job defensively. Broom at the reach in. Nice contest. And then the toughest thing in basketball to do defensively is rebound an air ball. And you see Broom, he's kind of caught no man's land. This ball is short, and Kalkbrenner could see that better than Broom could. That's why he was able to come up with that offensive rebound.
Simpson again out top. Walker with the go screen. Walker has made 6 threes. Misses that one. Back out to Simpson. One more. McNeely missed everything. And Philadelphia miraculously with a chance to take the lead. On the break, Barlow kicks it out to Edwards. Good show and go. Edwards raising up. Everything but the bucket that time for Philadelphia.
Good contest. He had to put too much English on that, and it spun out on him.
Salon steps through for the layup. The lead back up to 3. Salon with 8. boys. Mintz. The lob and the flush by Barlow.
But that was a nice look by Broom. He catches that ball off the block where he liked to operate in college. He just took a look over that left shoulder, and I guess he made eye contact from the weak side and saw there was a lane there for that cutter to throw that lob.
A good pass on target. And off the turnover, Philadelphia with a chance to take the lead again. Broom. Mintz got to like this matchup. Cross court, Barlow open for the lead. And Simpson with a great move on the break, elevating, and one. KJ.
Nice acceleration, running down the low and rebound, and now out in the open floor. And I think Edwards, with his size, I think he could have just gone ahead and made a play on this ball at the rim. I don't know why he wanted to reach in on that on the last second. I think if he just goes ahead and takes off and gets up above the rim, that's going to be a really tough finish for Simpson.
So Simpson with a chance for the three-point play. 12 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists tonight for the second-year pro out of Colorado. Mintz into the front court against Walker. Walker switches on to Barlow. Edwards, bounce pass. Found its way to Broom, who says, look what I found.
Yeah, exactly. Picking up the loose change.
10 points in the ball game for him. Back to a 2-point margin. And we're going to have an offensive foul against Hall.
Second time he's gotten called. 1 in the half court, now 1 in the back court. He's got a big body and he wants to be active and aggressive, and you certainly want your coaching staff to see that you're a willing screener. You just got to be smart about what you're doing. And that little lean in with the hip and the elbow, and I understand there's a lot of those that aren't called, but that's the one they're looking for. When the defender's almost by you and you stick the hip and elbow into him as he's going by, that's an easy whistle for the official.
Edwards rips through, meanwhile, Tim, and draws the foul on McNeely. It'll be a couple of shots for Edwards. A chance to tie for Philadelphia with 5:26 to go. Justin Edwards got a little bit more involved in the second half offensively. 6'7" out of Kentucky. 70% foul shooter, brings his team to within 1. Hey, Summer League action continues tonight in Las Vegas on NBA TV, ESPN, and the ESPN app. On NBA TV tonight, Minnesota versus Denver at 10 Eastern time, and then tomorrow on NBA TV, it's Phoenix, Atlanta at 3:30, New York, Boston at 5:30, followed by Miami, Cleveland at 7:30, and we are tied at 75. Boy, Edwards, some physical defense against Simpson. Edwards telling Simpson, you can't shake me. That's a nice little battle, Tim. I like it.
Simpson out here looking like he's part of a pinball game right now. I mean, they're just handing the ball from one guy to the next. He's determined he's going to get a whistle, and he ends up getting it.
Edwards determined defensively. He's on Simpson.
Barlow.
Yeah. Sideline out of bounds. Kalkbrenner hands it off to Salon. Salon got to the rim and lays it home.
Man, has he got length. And when he wants to extend like that, because you're wondering, like, is he going to get that shot off? And he's able to just, the last second, put that arm out at full extension, and he's at the rim under the shot blocker.
Hornets get a steal with good defense at the other end. Salon walks into the three. Edwards with the rebound. 4:40 to play. Edwards into the front court. Working against Salon. Crosses him. Barlow, one more to Salas. He drives it on McNeely and banks it in to knot it at 77. Good execution by Philadelphia.
Nice job that time. Edwards called for the ball in the backcourt. He knew what he wanted. He wanted to run that two-man game with Broom and get in to the heart, swing it, and then now you've got an attack against the rotating defense.
Into the crowd, there's going to be a foul called. And that'll put the Hornets on the line for a couple of shots. That's Jalen Sims.
This is nice right here. Salas catches it. McNeely's closing there on the top side, so he has one opportunity to get into that gap, knowing that you're probably not coming off the strong side corner. That defender's going to stay home, so there's an opportunity on that particular lane coming from the wing down toward the block. Typically, you know you're going to have single coverage.
You bring up a great point. No help off the strong side corner. Oklahoma City, you're nodding your head. This year was a team that actually did that a lot.
They did it because...
How are they able to break convention?
Because they have more elite perimeter defenders than any team in the league, and guys that can cover ground.
Because that's usually death when you do that.
No doubt. Listen, if I was coaching you, you're coming out. You leave strong side corner because any person in the gym can make that pass. Right. So you want to make it more difficult on them. As you see, Barlow knocked down a three. Sixers have the lead now. But yeah, Oklahoma City got away with it because they have such incredible closeout speed to the three-point line.
Salon with a little speed to the bucket, blocked by Barlow, but there's going to be a foul called, which will put Salon at the free throw line and a chance for Charlotte to regain the lead. Tijon Salon with 2 shots.
Yeah, there's a bump right there. Good play on the ball after that, but you see right there, and the reason he gets that call is because he's got half a body advantage as he's headed downhill, so the contact sort of comes from behind his shoulder. You're going to get that bump in that case, despite the fact that he makes a clean block on the ball.
Knocks down the first foul shot, a 71% free throw shooter. He actually played professionally in France for a couple of seasons, from 22 to 24, at the tender age of 17 years old. They've got that basketball academy INSEP over in Paris that produces a lot of wonderful players, but all throughout the country. Some great basketball players coming out of France. They won the silver medal, as you all know, last year at the Olympics, losing to USA Basketball in the gold medal game. Mintz on the drive, through the contact, count it and one. Judah Mintz putting a little bit of muscle behind his hustle. He's got 16.
Yeah, I'm becoming a fan of Mintz. I like his burst, and he's got wiry strength to be. Yeah, exactly. He gets somebody on his hip. He delivers one right there.
Ask KJ Simpson about that.
Off elbow right there to create the space he needs to get it off. But his initial attack is so low on the perimeter that he has an ability to get by you pretty quickly, like that initial guy. And now it just comes down to decision making, but he's a very aggressive offensive player.
Sixers up 83-81. He's got 17. A little over 3.5 to go. Mintz trying to stick KJ Simpson here. Back out to the wing, Sims. Kalkbrenner picks up his dribble. Shot clock at 5. Salon touches paint. Count it and one with the left and the shoulder shrug. Big time bucket by Tijon Salon.
Yeah, you didn't see a whole lot of this in year one from him. That's a great hesitation here. So he gets Broom basically completely upright, and Broom already not the quickest laterally, and Salon froze him completely with that little hesitation, and then he just a little bit longer, so he goes in, gets the contact. Now the rest is, can you get that ball into your left hand softly enough to finish, and he was able to.
Knocks down the foul shot, and Hornets back up by 1. He's got 15. Mintz will bring it into the front court. Long jumper comes off this time from Edwards. Edwards atoning defensively, almost got a steal. Shot clock at 15. Sims slides through for the bucket.
That's a nice take off a broken play. So you get Simpson able to fight to retrieve that loose ball. 2 Sixers on the ground with him. So now if you just get it to somebody, you've got numbers. That's exactly what Sims took advantage of.
Oh, Broom lost his balance, couldn't get the pass. He got it back out top. Shot clock at 7. Mintz goes around the whirl against McNeely. Got a bird in the air and drew the foul.
Well, sometimes when you drop something on the ground, you got to be the first one to dock on it. KJ Simpson finds a teammate. Downhill attack. It's going to be a great close to this game.
Look at that hottie, the Takis Fuego meal. Wendy's spicy chicken topped with crushed Takis chips and Fuego fries inspired.
Salon out of France. C'est très bon, as they say in those parts. Scoring in all kinds of different ways. And big fourth quarter for him, up to 15. The Hornets in the lead by 6 points with 2:32 to go. Mintz at the free throw line for the 76ers.
And Salon 20.7 boards in his first game. Look, he was the number 6 pick for a reason, but a lot of times, you know, it's going to take a few years just to add strength, to add confidence, you know, and to try to tighten up some of the holes in your game. He's been impressive in both of these games. He's come a long way in a year.
Mentioned the fact that mom and dad played professionally in France. His sister Janelle plays for the Golden State Valkyries in the WNBA. As KJ Simpson brings it across. Out of the horn set, he slips out. Salon lobs it up, and a great finish at the other end. Wonderful execution by Kalkbrenner.
That's just a beautiful set. They ran the horns into a ghost screen, and then Salon catches it. Gets that little screen, heads downhill, and that's a very difficult pass to make back over your left shoulder, but Kalkbrenner's a big target.
2 minutes to go. Charlotte up by 3. Kalkbrenner one-on-one. Trying to pass out at the double team, and he turned it over the second time. Mintz on the drive, contact, whistle. I saw a signal for an offensive foul. Yep, that's going to go against Mintz.
Yeah, they missed an opportunity there on the open floor. They had a potential throw ahead for an easy basket. Did not recognize that. So now on the secondary break, Mintz catches it and just wants to try to get there as quick as he can. Salon, nice job getting in front, but he was moving a little bit. I don't know that this is necessarily clear cut.
Well, it looks like 76ers are going to challenge the call on the floor.
Well,
said he was moving a little bit.
I'm 1 for 3. So do I go to 500 here?
Hey man, you got to leave when you're hot.
I need a replay.
The call on the floor is an offensive foul on Philadelphia 33. They are challenging the called foul.
Got to know when to leave the table when you're ahead. Tip. Don't do it.
I need to see this replay.
Ooh.
I don't know, man. I think he's sliding. I think he's moving. Look at those feet. Yep, never set.
Did you determine that to be in, quote, legal guarding position? I don't in accordance
so.
with you.
What do you
I
think?
don't think so.
I think he was still sliding a little bit and slightly turning his body at the same time. That's a very difficult call.
Let me turn around and ask Monty McCutcheon. He was in the gym.
Is Monty here? I saw Mark Wunderlich here. I mean, there's a lot of guys who get out. I saw Joey Crawford. Yesterday.
Joey Crawford is in every basketball.
Where's our guy Javi? He's probably on the golf course somewhere.
Oh, he's the only one, huh?
By the way, you notice a lot of the guys I'm mentioning have something in common. They're all Philly guys.
Yeah.
Philly connection. A lot of officials.
You missed Ed Malloy. You missed Ed Malloy.
Eddie Malloy. Duke Callahan I saw yesterday. Another Philly guy.
Nice. I thought I'd be on a flight with at least one of the Goebel brothers on the way out here. Being a Miami guy. Those two in the South Florida area.
All right, I'm probably going to be wrong, but I got to get something on the record here. I'm going to say that this is overturned. I think the challenge is
because I'm a great
You're gonna
team,
back me?
Because I'm a great teammate, I'm going to say I'm with you. It's going to be overturned.
After review, the call on the floor is being overturned to a blocking foul. Charlotte 31 did not obtain legal guarding position. Philadelphia 33 will shoot 2 free throws.
See, we've been listening at those seminars. Legal guarding position. It was not.
You know what I appreciate about you, man? You ran into the fire with me, man.
I will, man. Didn't look back once. So, usually I have your back, but way back.
That was exactly. That was definitely tough. I just think there was just still lateral movement taking place on the part of Salon. And Vince's aggressiveness again pays off. He's had a nice game.
Yeah. Chance to bring his team to within 2. Used all the iron to knock down the first foul shot. Mintz, a 78% foul shooter on the season, up to 20 for the game. Pretty good stat line tonight for Mintz. Now, if you're Charlotte, what do you think you run here at the offensive end? Is it Salon? Is it Simpson?
Simpson's been clearly the guy that's going to initiate this. I think they'd be trying to get Salon really involved. Man, a lot of contact there, just running up the floor. Yeah, same exact set.
They ran a little horn's chest. Salon lines up the seams and left it on the front rim. So Philadelphia with a chance to take the lead. Mintz on the break, elevates. And he'll have to do it at the free throw line. Judah Mintz with 2 free throws coming up. And your eyes are wide open because you're thinking about the same thing I saw coming back the other way. Not this. It was the contact.
Yeah, a lot of contact up the floor. But I also, remember what I said to you a little while ago about Salon?
Yeah.
A couple times when he spotted up, how far out he was. Like, he came back off of that screen. They ran the exact same action that they did a second ago when he got downhill for the 3-point play. The same exact action. He comes off clean, but he stops at 29 feet.
He should be hugging the line more?
Well, there's no reason when you're coming off of a screen from that direction to plant your inside foot. That left foot should be a foot behind the line. So your momentum is turning in toward the rim at 24.5 feet. You know, that ball, not surprisingly, hit the front rim. He was just too deep, and it was unnecessary.
Well, Salon got the opportunity last time. Let's see who gets it this time. Simpson brings it across.
Might be some McNeely action here.
He got held a little bit by Barlow. Simpson rejects the screen, pulls, got it. Clutch, Simpson. 1:03 to go. Charlotte back up by 3.
Yeah, that's a dude with some NBA experience under his belt. He wanted that shot. He knew what he was looking for.
Up to 16. Fought through that bonus screen pretty well as 2. Edwards for the tie. Way off, wide left. Sixers with another chance, but short shot clock. Down at 3. They got to go to work quick. I'm not sure that drew any iron. It may have just grazed it a little bit, and they may have to go to the monitor to decide.
Very hard to tell just with the naked eye when that happened, because it definitely was close. It could have nicked the far side of the rim on that release.
I thought it grazed the iron just a touch. But the officials, obviously, with a better vantage point, they're going to call a jump ball at the center circle as a result. With 38.5 to go, it'll be Kalkbrenner and Bona. 76ers really need Bona to win this tip and get possession. He's going to try and direct a little bit of traffic here to help out his teammates. Sixers have a seal. But it goes to the Hornets.
It was an excellent toss, by the way. I was wondering if that was going to get high enough with Kalkbrenner and Bona just waiting on that thing.
McNeely slips out. Simpson playing with it. Drives it into traffic. Threw up a wild shot, but drew the hit.
Yeah, he was rewarded there because there was contact, but I don't know there was any chance he was going to be able to finish this play. But he felt contact on his left hip, so he was very confident he was going to get that whistle, and he did.
Simpson at the foul line with a chance to maybe put this game away for the Hornets. Knocks down the first. A.J. Simpson, an 82% free throw shooter last season. Hornets up by 4. Make it 5. A little token full court pressure here to slow up the Sixers. Salas with a head of steam. Barlow with the nice follow, and they're still alive. It's a one-possession game. Simpson fouled in the backcourt. Barlow's got 19 after that nice offensive rebound putback. And Simpson is going to make the procession back to the foul line.
This is a really nice follow here. I mean, Salas did everything he could. He got that ball from end to end in about 3 seconds. Got it up on the rim to give yourself as many opportunities as you can. Tremendous follow-up by Barlow. And then Simpson very, very aware in finding that little open pocket to catch that inbounds pass.
Still a one-possession game after the miss. Knocks down the second. It's a 2-possession game. 4-point advantage for the Hornets. They're led by as many as 16 at one point. Edwards rips through. Got it. Back to a 2-point contest and a quick foul as they swarm Salon.
Man, that was a big-time step through by Edwards. Yeah. He looked like he had nowhere to go out on the perimeter. He just took the ball over the top of that second defender, and then one long stride. Watch this right here. Up over the top, splits two, one stride, and then that soft touch with the floater. And for once, the Sixers able to avoid Simpson breaking to the ball to catch that inbounds pass. So let's see if Salon can make a couple here to give them a 2-possession lead.
Only a 71% foul shooter. So it's going to be a one-possession game either way. Now the question shifts and becomes, do the Hornets foul or not?
I think they're going to.
If it becomes a 3-point game, which it is now, will the Hornets foul? We'll see. We got a timeout called by the 76ers. And we're going to stay right here as Tijan Salon knocks down the second of 2. Well, his sister's Valkyries team dropped a close one against the Las Vegas Aces across the way, so somebody in the family got to bring home the dub today.
And now if you're in Philadelphia, you're 7 for 24 from the 3 today. They don't have a lot of 3-point firepower on the floor. Edwards would probably be the most likely candidate to get this, but again, you raise a good point. Does Charlotte even allow them to get into the upward shooting motion? These are tricky situations because there are certain clear-cut conditions under which you take a foul here in a half-court situation.
Remember, we saw it backfire a little bit against OKC during the playoffs in that Denver. Was it the Denver game? It was the Denver series. Early in that series, where it didn't quite work out, where they chose to foul a little bit early.
Too early.
Too early.
In that situation, too much time on the clock. This is more reasonable. Yeah. But the ball, first of all, whoever you're guarding as a defender, if you're going to take this foul, first rule, that player has to be traveling toward half court, away from the rim. So their back has to be to the basket if you want to take this foul. Maybe they can turn out of it. You take a foul in that first dribble. But if somebody is headed in a direction of the rim, even if that's up the sideline in any way, much more difficult to time that up before a guy can get a shot off.
Don't forget, coming up next, Pelicans Lakers, Bronny James in action. Edwards arguably the best three-point shooter on the floor. See how the Hornets are going to guard this.
And if Charlotte doesn't foul, another option here potentially could be Broom as a screen pop guy, because he's already knocked down 2, and it's very likely they could leave him on a screen to try to stop the ball handler.
Here's Broom. They're trying to hit Mintz coming downhill, and there's the foul. Although he was facing the basket, you want to foul on the downward part of the dribble.
No doubt about it.
If you're going to do it, right?
It's critical.
Yeah.
Able to do it there, and it caught a break because the ball was inbounded so much further from the basket than Philadelphia wanted it to be, or at least on the handoff it was. Broom caught the ball. He turned and faced. He had a little bit of room there, but they had a specific action they were trying to get to, and it was Broom on the dribble handoff, and then I think he was going to pop back potentially for a 3, but the foul took place before they got to that.
So Mintz back at the foul line, a couple of shots. Uses a little bit of iron and makes it a 2-point game. Mintz a 78% foul shooter.
There's a lot of ways to look at this one. You're down 2, no timeouts left, so you could potentially miss this intentionally. You got a guy like Bona, who's an absolute nightmare to box out, potentially gets in there, gets a tip on this, or you go ahead, make this shot, foul, knowing you got to go full court to tie the game.
Mintz makes the second. Still a 1-possession game. With 6.4 to go. Neither team now without a timeout remaining as Charlotte burns its final timeout. Chris Gent, the former player, now assistant coach for Charles Lee on his staff, will draw one up. So it's still not decided, and even if there's a foul and a couple of shots, it'll be a 1-possession game. Remember now, the Sixers trailed by as many as 16 at one point. But chiseled away in the second half. In particular, a nice third quarter by Philadelphia to get them back in the ball game. They outscored the Hornets 21-18 and are outscoring the Hornets right now 24-19 in this period. 6.4 to play. And they'll probably use the advance, of course, and inbound it at half court, and therein lies what can be at some point, sometimes, a little bit of an issue. You've got to get it in bounds.
I believe I saw this year in the playoffs more issues with inbounding the ball in a sideline out of bounds late in the game than I think I've ever seen before. And I think it was almost as if teams were taking it for granted too easily that they were going to be able to get it in to the first guy they choose. More and more teams are starting to make this something that's not a foregone conclusion. Just pressure up. Something good could come of it. Number of teams cost themselves in the playoffs by not being able to execute this right here.
Part of winning the margins if you try to. So Walker will inbound for the Hornets. Simpson in the backcourt. He's going to try and get ahead of steam. They switch the screen. They barely get it in. It went out of bounds. Whose ball is it? And the Sixers are calling for a review. The officials are still congregating, and they're going to say Charlotte basketball with 5.3 to go.
Bono didn't challenge this either. No, right there. Unless the ball was already out of bounds, it's hard to tell.
Oh yeah, that was
it definitely. Salon hit it last, but I couldn't tell if when the ball hit the ground the first time, right here, does it go out of bounds.
Having problems getting it in again. McNeely fouled immediately with 4.4 to go. So even if he makes 2 here, a little bit of time for the 76ers to get a court with 4.4 seconds to go.
I'd love to see one more quick look at that, because I couldn't tell if the ball hit the sideline the first time it hit the ground before Salon hit it, because if that's the case, it's possible that Bona did hit it, but we couldn't really tell if that ball bounced on the sidelines.
Here's that look you requested.
So right here, the ball goes down. Bona hits it. Yes.
It's out there.
I'm sorry, it's Edwards. I think Edwards did actually hit that ball. Clearly, Salon hit it after that, but it was already out of bounds at that point.
Wow, McNeely missing the first, even though he's an 87% free throw shooter. 4.4 seconds to go for the Sixers. First things first, they've got to secure the rebound if there is one.
Well, and what you've taken out of play now is the intentional foul up the floor. If McNeely makes both, that fouling in the backcourt again would have been in play for them to prevent the three-point attempt. That's out of the play now, because if you foul now, they could tie the game.
Here's Mintz in a rush up court, got a nice screen, got it blocked, and that's the end of the game. Kalkbrenner hijacks the jumper